left the Maldives and flew to Dubai to spend 3 days and meet up with our friend Danny. We then flew into Athens, got on a public bus, and made the 6-hour journey to Lefkada to pick up our 36-foot sailboat that we chartered for the week. Motoring at least. We've got to leave the harbor in Lefkada after being stuck 2 days in the gale force storm. Finally get to leave, and so we're headed out of the marina, and soon we'll be putting up the sails.
Let me know when I'm rolling.
Yeah, you're rolling.
Howdy doody! It's my first time sailing outside of the off the California coast. I'm in the Grecian waters this time, and it'll be more than a couple of hours. This is living the dream, baby.
We are on our way to Sivorna, and we had to spend an extra 2 days in Lefkada due to the storm, but it was pretty nice. I mean, we found a little Greek restaurant that was delightful, and then we were able to kind of walk around and go to a few of the little cafes and shopping areas, so that was nice. But I think the big thing right now is we're looking forward to the Mediterranean more, because that'll be a new test for us, because that's something we've never done in the Thailand or the US or BVI, so that should be interesting, but it'll be a good experience.
And we've seen 3 different islands, and it's been amazing. We've men-moored for the first time ever. We did really well with that. We did a laid men-mooring, which was pretty interesting as well. We haven't crashed. Adam's done a great job backing up. We've had a lot of fun playing on the boat. We got to celebrate Halloween. I was Cape Girl, Adam was Frankie Head, and Danny got to be Skull Captain. We also threw somebody back in a dinghy and towed them around. That was a lot of fun. But visiting all the little towns has been really great. It's the very end of their season. It's the last week a boat will go out, so it's cold. It's the first time we've sailed when it's cooler. And a lot of the restaurants have been closed, but because of that, they're very quiet and quaint. I think in the summer, these places get crazy. So I'm really glad we came when we did. It just reminds me how much I love sailing. Okay, you're on video.
I'm scared. 1, 2, woo!
Well, yesterday I don't think we could have had better sailing conditions. I mean, it started off pretty easy and light. We were in Sivorna and we motored out right when we were kind of in the open water. It was still super calm, and we went swimming. We were able to jump off the boat. We just kind of put the motor in idle, and that was really cool. And then the wind picked up pretty substantially once we got out in the channel. And we were probably going into about 15 knots of wind. We put both the sails out. It was just gorgeous sailing conditions. We pulled into the island of Cephalonia, and then we did a med moor there, and we had 2 guys on the dock, which made everything so much easier when we were able to throw the lines out to them. We were in the town of, Fiskardo? And yeah, then there's this like old Venetian lighthouse and this old Catholic church from like 600 AD that we walked through and explored, and that was just so neat. It was a little kind of hike we did for about 30-40 minutes right at sunset. And yeah, it was just beautiful, these little towns here. And that combined with the sailing conditions being actual really good amount of wind has made this just a great sailing trip through Greece.
But no, the sunset is gorgeous, the sunrise is even more beautiful. We've fed some cats, good to the animals, and I'm quite sad that in just 2 days' time I'll be on a flight back to the United States of America, where I'll have to return to the boring throng of computers and cell phones and calendar reminders and meetings. I'm very grateful for time on the water, blue ocean, Captain Dinghy, Skull Captain, dancing, singing, winning Monopoly Shuffle. Don't let Jenny and Adam tell you anything, but I won every time we played. They're laughing now because they know it's true. And I just want to thank them. Very grateful.
We returned the boat in Lefkada without any problems, and then we spent a few days in Athens, which was pretty fun. We spent it in Piraeus, which is a part of the city where it's just kind of like a ferry dock, but the good thing was there's a huge soccer match there, which was just absolutely crazy with smoke bombs and flares and fireworks and everything. I don't know, I've never seen a sporting event like it, but it was a really cool experience. And from there, now we ended up in Crete. We had our final week of traveling, and now we're here on this island in south of Greece.
We're in Crete in Greece. It's our last stop before we go home, and it's kind of crazy. We spent the last week kind of here hanging out at the beaches, reading books, making dinners, kind of just enjoying our last days of travel. I'm really grateful for the past year. It hasn't all really processed, but my birthday's coming up, and Adam was like, I haven't really planned anything for your birthday, but what he gave me for my 30th year was the world. He gave me the whole world, and so I don't know what 31 will bring. I think it'll be another adventure, but it was a good year of travel. It was priceless, and it changed me to the core in a good way, and I think we might do it again someday. Within 24 hours, we'll be on our way back home for the final time. We're at the end of our trip. Today we spent walking around Athens. We both got our hair cut. It feels good, like we're new people ready to go back into society. We flipped through our pictures and we were just reminiscing on how much fun we had. It was so great, and I far exceeded anything I thought we'd ever do, really. And I think we might do it again sometime in the future. I don't think it's the end, it's just a pause for right now. I'm really excited to go back. I'm really excited to kind of get back into a routine and have home space, and kind of travel west and go to the West Coast and see what that's all about. So it's sad that it's kind of coming to an end, but it's time. It's the right time to go back, and we're excited to see family and friends. And though I'm sad, it's over. It's not.
It's our final day of our trip, day 412, and we're headed home tomorrow. And yeah, I'm actually really excited. We both went to get our haircuts today. Went to a barber, cut my ear. So it's the first time in 15 years he's ever cut anybody. But I feel different, and I feel like I'm ready to go home, I think. And this was the last place that we ended up booking, and I think that was when it finally hit me, where I was like, well, I'm not really going to have to plan anymore, which I think that kind of came as a little relief and kind of just a sign that I think I'm kind of ready and traveled out. But even today we were walking around Athens, and yeah, it was almost like we were killing time, I feel like, because I've kind of run out of things I want to do here, and honestly just in the world in general right now, at least internationally. But I think that's, once again, just a sign I'm ready to go home and start a new life. I'm excited to just find a gym, get in shape again, and be able to cook my own food and have access to, clean water and internet all the time, and being able to talk to my family and friends constantly, and not having to worry about where I'm going next. So that'll be really nice. And yeah, I don't really know what else. I'm just excited to go home. That's it. Yeah, I'm ready.